So let's show me your spells. Your spells suck. Oh, I've been healed! Why did I use my potions? I've been healed! That's not fair. Okay, let's just... Boom. Couldn't steal. Ugh, not bad. Yeah, I estimate we'll use 2 or 3 attacks for him. Because Cypher in this version is hell of a weakling. Oop, still couldn't steal. And he's down. So I think what we could have stolen of him hadn't been that bad. But I actually don't care. I really don't care. I just want this guy done because he's so useless. I mean, even Renoa could have beaten him. And that's really harsh. Planted in a rundown garden. This is a music I love. And this is the boss fight I meant, where you would expect her to have a GF, which she doesn't. This is a really cool show. Aww. I think this is really well done, having them join in after the battle started with him drawing the gunblade on the sorceress alone. That's really, really cool. Cura, Dispel, Life. Okay, I'm gonna need Carbuncle. Because she's a sorceress, she's a witch, she's gonna use spells all over the place and her spells hurt. I mean, sure, they don't hurt me, because I have HP far too many of those, but they are strong. And compared to RGF's HP are always a good amount, a good judgment for what our character's HP should or could be like. And yeah, so we are far above that. And yeah, let's see what she will do when all her spells come back to her. Plus Carbuncle, super cute. Of course, now I can't heal myself with healing spells, but if her spells don't hurt me, I don't need to heal, so like I care. Spells in this game can only be reflected once, so if she were to use Reflect on herself and then cast a spell on herself, that spell would be reflected to one random target of one random characters of ours, and actually would be could not be reflected a second time. This is a valid technique against targets who have automatic reflect. But I think in Final Fantasy VIII there are no such targets. Steal. I'm purposely not stealing now. It's not triggering now because I want to steal from her. Really wish that would work. You know what? Here, take a Cura. You need it. So now she's starting to dispel all our reflect, and I think she will dispel all of them before attacking again. So by having one character use Carbuncle every second turn, you can basically stop her from attacking completely. Which is really nice. Come on, steal. Ugh. Yeah, of course, stealing from bosses is a hard thing to do. And with our attack being so high, it's kind of a risky thing to do as well. Because you always risk killing the boss instead of stealing from him. And usually bosses have things like GF buff items, and with some abilities those can be transferred into other items, which are then can be turned into really valuable spells. Or the abilities themselves are really valuable, of course. So you really wanna steal from the bosses, but it's not easy. And she's going at it again. Steal. Astral Punch. Oh, that's kind of like a... What was that? That was the most useless attack ever. 22 damage. Well, okay, it's not useless because it didn't... It wasn't reflected by... It was a technique, not a spell. That's not what I kept you alive for! Holy fucking shit, die! So yeah, this is an attack that's not being reflected by Reflect. So that's a good thing, but yeah, it's hella weak. Impudent Seeds, and we won. See how close that was. I nearly had her down before I started healing her again. Zero land move find. Three people against a sorcerer. Seriously, who devised this plan? So yeah, this was the end of CD1. 1/4 of the game. Technically, no, it's more like, no, I don't know. The CDs don't feel equal in length. For example, I think CD3 feels really long, which is a good thing, of course, because I like the game and I think having much of a good game is good. Yeah, what I want to tell you now, before we continue, is there's a very interesting fan theory. I don't think if it's been debunked by the developers yet, but it still is a fun theory to view the game differently, and I would just give you the chance. If you want to do, you can do. And this theory is that at this point of the game, Squall died, and all the other things we see are basically machinations of his mind, just comforting him into the afterlife. So like, yeah, after his life flashed before his eyes, this is what his mind makes up furthermore. And I think because I need to close the emulator window to change the discs, I will have to cut the recording here. Probably gonna see that. Plus I can then make some new disk space, because I don't feel like stopping recording at all. So we'll see each other again soon. TM. And back we are with disc 2 and a very flickery fade out. So yeah, Squall might be dead or might be not dead. We will never know, because Laguna episode! Best one they pulled in this whole game. This is... Laguna has become an uncle. Yay. What's that kind of a fairy tale? Holy shit. Such a cute little girl. The monsters will come to get you and suck your blood out. The hell? So yeah, no need to save again. Wasn't there a life draw point here? Oh, we don't have one. We do have 100 Kuraga. Never mind then. Well, game. game. Be kind. So yeah, of course, Laguna retained Squall's junctions. I waited. Am I a good girl? Yes, you are. Now go fetch away. And she's running out. What the hell? Where do they live that monsters are such a danger in everyday life? Just for visiting a neighbor next door. Never mind, I said nothing. Oh man. Oh. I expected it would be real dangerous monsters and not just... Whatever. Boom, dead. Boom, dead. Very simple. Ooh, magic stones, nice! Now we can build one more weapon for Renoir. Although I think the Rising Sun which we built is weaker than the Valkyrie that the magazine told us. But whatever. We got ourselves some spider webs again, so now we can teach Kistis the technique we had forgotten. Hello, now's your chance. Chance! Yeah, no voice acting here. I really shouldn't do that. And yeah. Strange place they live in. He apparently really likes this not soldiery life. And good old Kyrus is here again. So yeah, let's talk to our old friend. Apparently we haven't seen him in a while. A year since our last vision, huh? Because Centra was that area where we saw the last, which we saw in the last vision. Centra ruins. No, it's not the Centra ruins. It's on the Centra continent stuff. Damn. Wasn't Kira struck far more than we were, and Laguna was? So why was he up after a month and oh wait, it's Laguna. He probably felt fine after 2 weeks and just stayed in bed for the rest of the time and faked it to be for the reasons of laziness. Bromance ahoy. We do have some options now to gain information, and I want all of them to... I actually want all of them. Ward being a janitor. Well, it's a job where you don't have to talk much, so that's fitting. Remembered, Ward lost his voice. But, yeah, precisely. Can't picture him mopping floors. No, it's even... they even tell us. Then Julia. Hmm? So what have I did? You never asked? Oh. Now this is an interesting part. Julia being married, poor Laguna, to General Caraway. And well, if I had been in Laguna's shoes, I'd have gone straight to the ground and never seen daylight again. From shame, because... oh man. That's a really harsh story. But it also makes Julia Renoa's mother, probably. And we also have some kind of time frame for Laguna's, from the visions of Laguna. Until now we... oh no, wait, we have that through the Timber War. Never mind. Stupid me. But yeah, so Renoa being probably a little less than 17 years old, and the Timber War being a little more than 17 years ago. The first and second vision of Laguna probably were pretty close to each other on the timeline. And Laguna continues being embarrassed, just like we know him. So, last point, because Let's Talk That Later of course continues. Where am I? As a thought of Squall. And this is a very interesting detail, because I think it was in the nightclub, in the Julia scene, they were talking about their heads buzzing. Was it there? I don't remember exactly, but they mentioned this, that they felt something was different. Yeah, it was in the Julia scene, yeah. And apparently, at this point, Laguna and Kyros have noticed that sometimes they profit from an supernatural assistance, which are, of course, our junctions and our GF. They usually don't have that, but now they have, and they, of course, they feel something with that, and that's what they call the fairies. I think that's an interesting detail that really many people would have overlooked, but, well, Square just embedded it into the world. So let's talk later, because, yeah, reasons. Time to do some work. So I wonder what Laguna's work is. Something tells me it's not lumbering. Let's check Kyros. Kyros is on. Kyros has no junctions. Poor guy. Actually, I might show you our special techniques by now. Didn't see them up until this point. Where's Kuraga? Yes. I need to go back to this point before his the values are actually properly retained. And we still aren't in the yellow. We still don't have yellow HP, which is sad. But oh well. Dispel, Laguna. I won't change my junctions now for the very simple reason that against the enemies here I don't need it. And I don't want everything to be messed up when I return to a 3-people party. Because at this point of the game, also after the vision, messed up junctions are your worst enemy. What exactly do you do here? Monster Hunter of Winning. And Kira's his assistant. That's so typical of Laguna. So yeah, very simple. And look, soldiers are here. Didn't talk to them up till now, don't know why. Here. War against Estar. Oh yeah! I wanted to... Ugh. 2 years ago, why would it... Yep. Okay, we definitely gotta look into the tutorial now, because otherwise I'm gonna give you the information myself. Information, location name... Nothing here. Term... Ugh... Seed test, radio interference. Radio interference was... Yeah. Again, Estal's silence. It said I don't have a world map here because it'd be easier to explain by then, but well. Yeah, that's the thing with the radio interference. Then we have... Yeah, the difference between monsters and animals. I mentioned it before once, but didn't go into much detail because I didn't know how much of it would have been spoiler. But as you can see, the infos are here. Monsters are beasts that currently do not originate from Earth, but from the Moon, and come from the Moon to the Earth in this Lunar Cry event. Yeah. Then the Central Civilization, that's... Yeah, been a civilization quite long. Nearly 4,000 years. And yeah. Then there's Odine, who's just kind of a professor about sorceress's power and sorcery and stuff. Then the sorceress herself. I don't know much about the Great Hein, so can't help you with that. Guess it's kind of a god or something. But... yeah, there are one or many sorceresses. Probably many. And yeah, I don't really know what this means. I just get the gist of it, which is that a sorceress's powers can be passed on during her lifetime to another person. And oh, there's more here. Oh my god. Ah, that's where Renoir got her last name from, by the way, from Julia. Julia Hartelly. And it's Renoir Hartelly as well. There's even more details here. Huh, didn't know this stuff. Yeah, so I got the feeling that the timelines are not 100% consistent in Final Fantasy VIII with, for example, if you match this with for example, Laguna met Julia in the Timber War, during the Timber War. 18 years ago. Yeah, technically works out very tightly. Just barely. 18 years ago the war, then he got to know Julia in the club. Shortly after left to Esther, didn't return. Probably the Esther division were the was the thing that Kiros told him to get to the central when he was at Julia's place. So probably just a few weeks between first and second division. And then yeah, 1 year after, 17 years ago, she gave birth to Reno. Yeah, probably works out. So yeah, and Estar itself is a country to the very big continent to the east, though not completely colonized. Yeah, settled to by the Centra people, so settled long ago. And Estar was ruled by a witch, by a sorceress, for a while, and did, if I'm not mistaken, was quite aggressive in that time. But 17 years ago too, I think? Maybe a different time, round about that. No, it can't be 17 years, must be a little less. Did I miss something? Formation, turn. Any more locations? No. Person, nothing, nobody, oh my god. So yeah, it shut down all outward communications, which is called Estar's silence, because it's been a very a nation with very high presence due to the sorceress stuff and such. But then suddenly all communications broken off until today. So whatever the people there are doing, we do not know. And yeah, kinda creepy. Ah, damn. Did go wrong. So yeah, basically Laguna's still doing the job alone, but can't help it. Actually gonna try something. Oops, no, whatever. Just wanna get them, the two guys into— oh, whoa, that hurt. So yeah, just gonna show you Laguna's special technique, which is the Desperado. Just fire and forget. Click and use. Against all enemies, physical damage. And it's doing a ton of that. And looking cool. Don't ask me where that rope's leading, by the way. So yeah, boom. That's it. You see, it's really strong. But also, Laguna has never, and I think it will never, face a really serious boss, so you can never make good use of that high attack power. Which is very sad. And Kiro's technique I will try to show now. Which is kinda complicated because his HP is so low by maximum. Kiro's draw. Oh man, missing himself. No, that's poor. Yeah, but his attacks are weak too, so he can just grind himself down bit by bit. I think one more, then he's dead. Then we are far enough. Is it 600 something? 200? No, doesn't work out. I need one more. Now we got it. Limit blood pain. Oh wow. Oops. So yeah, a good technique in itself. Very many hits, easy to use, quick animation.